But yeah, building's easy to do here if you have the patience or you have someone that's a trusted resource like myself to check on it, or you buy in a gated HOA where it's very secure and boom, they can build pretty easy. So it's
Yeah, there's some gated HOAs over there in Este Rios area, right? Like if I
yeah,
remember, there's
for
a
sure.
lot of expats, right?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, Haka's more, Hermosa's more, but a lot of people want that gated community feeling, which is a good feeling to have. That's we're going to be non-HOA, but we rely heavy on our neighbors to watch over each other. We have a WhatsApp group. You name it. I already know all our neighbors, and we haven't even moved there. Probably won't be till
Yeah,
late next year when we're up there.
that's awesome. All right, well, let's talk
Yeah.
about too what should Americans know before buying a property in Costa Rica that as far as the myths that should be debunked. Let's start there. As far as people who are researching currently.
Yeah, I guess three things that I would say, pay attention to. Number one, there is escrow here. So, meaning it's actually TLA is a big one, and that's a Texas-based company that uses American standards with, their laws on how to collect the money, how to hold the money, how to distribute the money. So it's safe investment. It wasn't back in the day when escrow wasn't here. It went straight to the developer. Money tied up, money shortened here. A lot of people lost their short. So that's kind of the introduction of escrow. So it's extremely safe to invest here. The other thing we already talked about is you don't, lease the property from the government, especially if you're up in the mountains or across the street from the beach. In Hako, it is exempt from the maritime law. Most of the country is not. And then the other thing is you don't have to be here X% of time. I mean, maybe you do, but most people are leaving the country, coming back quite a bit. There is no Amazon here, which is a
Oh
big change.
no!
Yeah, I never thought I would miss Amazon, but it's hard to get things here. What you do is you order stuff to Amazon. You can fly it down here, but they charge per the pound. So most people
Ooh.
bring it from the States, have family coming. I mean, we go back enough where we can get our things. So but those are probably the biggest two is just how you own the property, which again is fully titled property, the use of escrow. We don't have title insurance, so due diligence is extremely important. But once the
Oh.
house is cleared and you close on it, it goes into a national registry, which is, very, very safe. So you just don't
So
see
how do
like,
they do that then? How do they verify that it's a clean title with no liens and encumbrances?
yeah, I mean, it's easy for them to do. It'd be the same way a title company does. I kind of stay
Okay.
out of that other than maybe, working to understand where they're at with the process. But same thing, they just make sure there's no liens on it. They go to the municipality where the information's stored. It's very easy for them to do. It's about a 15-day due diligence process. And then
Got it.
closing is usually 30 days. So it's pretty quick. You can buy in your passport here. You can also buy through a corporation. So
Okay.
um,
So you
being
don't
an
need to be a resident.
no, no, no. In fact, they entice you, the government, to be a resident by spending $150,000 and then applying for residency if you choose to. That just means you're paying into the CAHA, which is their healthcare system here. And you can go in the residential, or you can go in the local line at the airport. So customs may be faster, but no, it'd be
I
a
remember
decision you have
that.
to make. It'd be a decision you have to make down the road. You don't have to make it at this point in time when you
That's
purchase.
awesome. So I'm
Mhm.
looking here. Actually, we've gone over a lot of my questions I had. Um,
Right.
so, so what's the one thing that surprises most of your clients when they start looking at Costa Rica real estate? Like, what do you find that process is for them, and what jumps out at them?
I would say a few things for good and bad. I would say depending on where you're from, that's your price point. Like I said, California people in Denver, Atlanta, they have no problem, with the prices here. They compare it to where they currently live. It is a expensive place to live, honestly. There is, it's for a reason. It's probably the safe. I know it's the safest country in Central America. They take USD. All transactions in real estate are done USD, which surprises a lot of people. Really, though, I mean, I kind of forget the question, but
Well, no, I was just saying what like for a lot of people who are thinking about different places, even for those who maybe are like if they ever watch this and be like, I never thought about international,
yeah,
like for them, like what they find. Obviously I think we talked about the prices, the
yeah,
owning the property and all that. But
It's easy to do. I mean, people are surprised that the process is easy and it's fairly similar. It's money goes into escrow, due diligence is done. If something's found where the property can't be sold or isn't legally sold, then the money goes back to the buyer. The one thing here is water. You have to be very careful when buying vacant land. You usually want a water letter or you want a well. For us, we did a well, so we wouldn't have to rely on the asada, which is it's Costa Rica. That's the way they administer the waters through an asada that's either publicly owned or privately owned. But that can be dangerous. So we did a well, and I had a few sleepless nights. There's never been a well dug in Hermosa Hills where they haven't hit water, but we had to go 185 meters, which is about 616 feet down. So, but
dude,
you want to buy, yeah, you want to buy land where you can get water, meaning it's through the government, through the municipality, or you can drill a well or dig a well, depending on how far you have to go. And
so
then
you said it's
electricity.
dangerous. What's dangerous about it?
If you can't get water, you basically just bought a property that is worthless. So you can try to get water through like a concession off of a river or a stream. But if you don't touch that, you have to get permission to drill a well and go from there. Also, with electricity, a lot of times it's not feasible. It's too far away. So you have to work to make sure you understand where the electricity is and how much it's going to cost to bring electricity to your house. That's probably easier than getting a water letter. As you can imagine, with people coming here, it's tons of water. It's just the infrastructure to get the water to you. A lot of places aren't giving out water letters or water permits or well permits, especially in Guanacaste where it's dry. You have these big conglomerates coming in, like your JW Marriott, your Ritz Carlton, stuff you don't see here on the Central Pacific. There's a Marriott close to us, but they kind of keep quiet. It's at a marina called Los Sueños.